Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now today we have here a brand new device from HONOR. This is actually called the HONOR 200 Pro and it's going to be released very quickly or very soon here in Malaysia. This is sort of like a very quick sneak peek at what you can expect with this device. So without further ado, let's take a look at the HONOR 200 Pro. Now before I begin, I want to let you know something really interesting, and that is, HONOR has actually worked with a studio based off in Paris. It's actually called the Harcourt Studio. And on other smartphones where the focus is really on the cameras, we've seen collaborations with Hasselblad, with Zeiss, with Leica, and some brands even have their own homegrown kind of imaging. But with the HONOR 200 Pro, this is the first time that they are actually working with these Harcourt Studios. And you might be wondering, who is Harcourt Studio? Well, basically these guys are actually professional like portrait photographers, and this place is usually where upper end, more well-off people or maybe celebrities go and take their portraits. They come in these really cool sort of like black and white kind of images, and it actually costs more than 10,000 ringgit to have your portrait shot. Now it's kind of unbelievable that people actually charge this kind of money, but long story short, HONOR has worked with Harcourt Studios, and of course they have their AI team who has been analyzing all the photos that Harcourt has been taking at their studio and actually brought a very special effect or filter onto the HONOR 200 Pro so you can enjoy those kind of studio shots directly from the phone itself. Now first things first, if you just jump into the camera system itself and swipe towards the portrait mode, you'll notice that over here we have three different kind of modes. The first mode is called the vibrant, and then you have the color, and you also have the classic, which is the black and white. I do not have a professional studio, so I was just using a couple of lights right here in my apartment, and these are the kind of photos that I was actually able to achieve using the HONOR 200 Pro. Now when I first took a look at the photos, I was really blown away with the kind of effect that actually came off the HONOR 200 Pro. My favorite one was the classic, the black and white, and instantly when I just took the shot, the phone itself actually used AI to identify the entire scene. It also helped to adjust the lighting, the coloring and composition to create this really artistic image that is very similar to the ones that you can get at the Harcourt Studio in Paris. Now obviously if you are not a fan of the black and white or the classic mode, you can go into the color mode, which actually gives back the color, and you can also take some really beautiful portraits. Again, it's very aesthetic, and the kind of portraits that you get on the HONOR 200 Pro is very different from what you can get on other kind of devices. Alright, so that's just in terms of the portrait mode, but what about the normal kind of photos? Well, for that we got to take a look closer at the sensors that we have at the back. We do have a triple camera setup here. So this is being led by the 50 megapixel H9000 sensor, which is a 1/1.3 inch unit. The non-pro version actually uses a Sony IMX906. It's a custom sensor, and if you move further down, there's also a 50 megapixel Sony IMX856 telephoto lens. Now the telephoto distance is actually a 2.5 times distance, and I think that's actually sort of the sweet spot. Some phones have a 5 times telephoto and it's a bit too far, so I think 2.5 times is just right. And you also have that final 12 megapixel ultra wide lens for those more versatile kind of shots. Now in case you're wondering about the selfie camera, we do have a dual selfie camera. Quite interesting because it actually gives you a very wide approach, and it's also a 50 megapixel unit, and you can also use the front facing camera to take portrait shots but without the Harcourt Studio filter. So how are the pictures coming off the rear camera in day-to-day use? Well, I would say that the photos here, again, it comes in three different kinds of modes. You have the natural mode, the vibrant, as well as authentic. Now me personally, since I was on the streets quite a fair bit, so I decided to use the authentic mode, which really gives you that kind of street vibe, and I think it's great for just taking photos here and there. The colors themselves look very true to life, they're actually very natural, but if you just choose the authentic mode, it'll give you a bit more punch to the colors. Now again, you can choose the kind of color preset that you prefer. If you feel that you like something that's a bit more flatter, you don't want the colors to pop that much, you can just use the natural mode, and that is where you'll be able to get a more true to life, similar to what your eyes are seeing. Now overall, just to sum up my experience with the cameras on the HONOR 200 Pro, I'm definitely very excited for you guys to actually try it out yourself. The Harcourt Studio kind of portraits really gives it a new touch, something that you haven't really seen being focused on other smartphones. It gives you this very nice kind of black and white sort of portraits, things that looks very professional. It also gives you a very unique kind of aesthetic vibe, whereas the back camera here so far has been proving to be quite well. Now I will be doing a full review when this phone is actually officially released, but again, like I said, this is a very quick sneak peek at what you can expect on the HONOR 200 Pro. Now if you want to find out more details about this device, I'll put in a link down below. If you have any further questions, also feel free to drop a comment down below as well. Thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Do take care and stay safe. Bye bye.